welcome back to another episode of Off Centered. And Neo kind of threw me for a loop because
what happened to Neo?
I don't know if he just cut his cam on purpose or what. Oh, there he is. Okay.
I don't know what happened there. It just automatically switched.
I was like, did the cord fall out?
No, it like switched to like a different cam input on when it switched. I don't know what happened there. It's weird.
Yeah,
that was a plot twist. All right, guys, how we doing?
Doing good.
Good.
It's been 2 weeks or 1 week? 2 weeks, right? Yeah.
It's been.
We had our fantasy draft 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and that wasn't even
2 weeks. It doesn't feel like it's been that long.
I have Neo. Neo's on deck for me this week, and I did win week 1.
Accidents happen.
It was the 27th. The 27th. Today is. Yeah, so it's definitely been 2 weeks. Today is the 10th.
Yeah,
I'm going to knock this out right out of the gate. Justin, pray for our country. Just going to say it. The Charlie Kirk stuff is wild. Absolutely wild. Just from somebody, losing their life, speaking words. Absolutely nuts. Doesn't matter. Political party. It's crazy. So hopefully we can all somehow rally in this country and not be complete dipshits about this stuff anymore. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's been, that I just woke up from a long nap and saw that. So I was just catching up on it on YouTube as we were logging in. I was watching a news story on it. And the other thing, I mean, the Ukrainian girl that was stabbed on the train, like stuff's just like crazy shit, man.
Yep.
Her name, Irina Zarutska. Mm-hmm. I don't want to just call her the Ukrainian girl, but I have a hard time pronouncing her name. But,
yeah, it's pretty disappointing. Pretty disappointing all the way around. But yeah, so on that note, we're here to talk about cards and cardboard. Ham, I think you said that you had pickups, did you not?
And sports.
Yeah. Well, I got my Devin Culp. I have all the 1 of 1s already, but I'm still trying to do the rainbow. I was able to get the gold shimmer to 10 to help add to some of the lower numbered stuff that I still need under 15. I mean, I have like 7 of them, but there's like 20 of them.
I didn't watch you guys played the Falcons, right? Were they in jeopardy of losing to the Falcons, or did they?
Oh yeah. Let me tell you.
Oh no, 100% jeopardy of losing.
Okay.
So I lost our fantasy league. Let's get that out of the way.
So did I.
But I think everybody who probably drafted Nico Collins in the first round didn't have a very good fantasy week to start the season because the Texans just fell flat on their face.
Yeah, they look rough.
CJ Stroud cards, guys. Is he going to rebound? Bryce Young looked rough. I'm glad I sold all my Bryce Youngs to Brian Gray, the card deal guy. But in my big money league, and what reminded me of this is I was playing against Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans, and I'm like, got a nice little lead, and then I'm like, the Falcons, I'm like, just hold the Falcons here on this 4th and goal or whatever it was and kneel it out. Get the game over with, baby. Kneel it out. And the Falcons score, and then they let the Bucks go right down the field and score again. Mm-hmm. And so Baker Mayfield gets another touchdown pass under 2 minutes. Mike Evans gets a couple catches on that drive, and I'm just watching my fantasy lead. Like I know it's only the 1 o'clock games, but I'm watching my fantasy lead go
away.
And then the Falcons come right down, and I'm like, they're going to send this bitch to overtime, and he's going to get more time with Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield on the field. And
that's how it looked.
And they missed. I was like, oh, so glad.
Yeah, the kickers for that game were god awful.
I did have Bucky Irvin in that game. I have like 4 fantasy teams, and I think I have Bucky Irvin on all of them. He was one player that I went. He was my 2nd round pick in every league.
Well, isn't that Ham said he's the best, right? He's the next guy.
Well, he said he was the next Barry Sanders. He didn't quite look like that. He didn't rush.
None of these guys for the Bucks played in preseason. Like the whole starting team.
He called a touchdown.
Definitely showed like they had been playing.
He made a super good effort play on his touchdown catch, which was great because I saw Baker Mayfield got a touchdown pass, and I was like, shit. And then I was like, oh, wait, good. It went to Bucky Irvin, so it kind of counteracted the Baker Mayfield touchdown
got
pass.
The other 2 touchdowns, but he is Mike Evans' replacement in the near future.
The Mike Evans replacement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rookie out of Ohio State looked good, right? Did he have the game-winning touchdown?
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns.
Is he on your fantasy team as well, or is he on
No,
yours?
because everybody took him before I could.
Oh, okay.
There was a couple players that I thought, if we're talking about football or just fantasy in general, that were like my long time players that I only know of because of fantasy. And there was a couple players that I liked drafting late in a bunch of drafts that played well. Like I like Ricky Pearsall, and I liked Ty Warren. I liked him as a breakout rookie tight end to be like this year's Brock Bowers, and he had a good game with Daniel Jones, who, well, that could have just been a byproduct of playing the Dolphins. But
yeah, the Saints were in jeopardy of winning for the first half.
Yeah.
They were in jeopardy of winning, but then they did their thing and they lost.
And they made it all right.
Yeah, they figured it out and then they lost. Yeah, I want to believe the Cardinals are a Super Bowl contender, and that's why we lost. But no, they're good. I mean, I think the Cardinals are all right, but we'll see. We got
Kyler Murray said basically he had the shits, and that's why he played bad.
did he say that?
I don't know. I feel like that's
He had upset tummy that night.
Isn't that convenient though to say before week 1?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, everything I see him do is ever just try and cover his ass and complain. So I'm not really taking him serious.
yeah, he didn't do a whole lot to win the game. I mean, we made a couple mistakes, but I mean, Kyler Murray wasn't lighting it up or anything.
Harrison Jr. played all right. McBride had an average game. Again,
Did y'all watch the Chargers game? Because Herbert looked damn good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chargers look good.
It looked real good.
Well, I mean, it's not the first time we've seen Justin Herbert look really good. So I'm just, I know it's a sample size, but
you know what though, the Chiefs defense looked bad. That's the other part too. I can't figure out if that was the Chargers were just that good or the Chiefs defense is taking a step back because the Chiefs they got
you gotta fire up the Chiefs fanboys. They're like the tag bots.
What did they give up? 24
Slander the Chiefs, they come out of the
was
woodwork.
it 27, 24?
Well, Herbert was throwing the ball all over him. All of it, and that secondary is
Yeah, but they couldn't
good.
run. They couldn't run. I
Dang.
think the Chiefs' run defense has always been better than their pass defense. But I mean, in today's NFL, what is a good defensive outing? Like, how many points is that? Because I believe, like, nowadays, if you give up under 20 points, it's a good defensive day.
Yeah. I agree.
Like it used to be, man, you would have games where a defense would do shutouts or give up 3 or maybe 1 touchdown. Nowadays, if you give up less than 20, you're like, defense played great, so it's just a whole different game.
Yep.
I think by week 3, we're going to really know what most teams are going to look like moving forward once they get, that kind of get the rust knocked off and move forward.
Also, total defense is kind of it's weird. It depends on the defensive strategy too. Like if your defense is more like bend don't break and you're okay giving up you let them dink and dunk down the field, but then you're going to close it out.
That's the Bucs attempt at zone.
make them kick field goals. It might look like, this team's racking up all these yards, but they're not scoring, So, I mean, total defense can be one of those weird things where, oh my God, they give up 400 yards a game. Well, yeah, but they're trying to give up field goals and they're not trying to give up the 80-yard pass play.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Stone, there's a couple comments out there. And by the way, you're welcome. History through cards. We like to come on here and talk to you guys also. And for all of us, I think this is a bit of a distraction from some things. That's what the hobby's all about, right? It's supposed to be able to distract you and be enjoyable. That's why I'm not the kind of person that likes to get into the drama content and things like that and look at all the negative stuff in the hobby, because the hobby is supposed to be a distraction from the negative things going on in your real life. With that being said, see, he talked about Justin Herbert needs to win a playoff game. But here's the thing, because you could say that about all the really good young quarterbacks, but all the really good young quarterbacks, most of them are in the AFC. So not all of them are going to get to win playoff games. When you start rattling off the top 5 to 10 quarterbacks in the league, a majority of them are in the AFC. I mean, you have Jaden Daniels now in the NFC and Jalen Hurts. But we talk about the hobby darling guys are all AFC players. Jackson, Allen, Burrow, Mahomes, Then you get the
That's a
Herbert.
log
And then you
jam.
get the Herbert. I'm just rattling 4 off my head. Then you get the Herbert 5th. And there's a lot more guys even in there than that. When you start talking about the young guys that are still in the league, people want to see Drake May do good and Bo Nix do good, right? But people talk about Tua all the time. I don't know what's up with him. But anyway, it's just
I know what's up with him, and it's not good.
The Dolphins are just a disaster.
Zach Wilson's getting ready to start playing. That's what's getting ready to happen.
well, I also think a lot of times we gauge things too often on the first game of the season. Did you see how shitty Joe Burrow? Did you see how shitty Joe Burrow and the Bengals looked against the Browns? But nobody's saying that Joe Burrow.
Yeah, but
and
they always
Bengals are
suck like
garbage.
the first 1 to 3 games of the season. They're notorious for slow starts. The Bengals.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. A loss is a loss. At the end of the year, after they win like 6 out of 7 games and they're 1 game out of the playoffs, they don't say, "Oh, well, we shouldn't count those first 3 games because we always get off to a slow start." They say, "No, you're not in the playoffs because you lost those first 3 games." And I'm not saying that's the case with the Dolphins, but I'm just saying to say that a team always starts off bad. Well,
I mean, they played New England this week.
That's a super negative if you always start off bad. There's
they played New England this week. New England has a bad defense, so let's see how it looks.
It always takes the Saints 16 games to get warmed up. Then they win that last game, and then the season's over. It's like, damn.
When you say it's hard to ever really know because your starters don't even play in the preseason. And so a lot of times their first game of the season, they're going to come out flat.
Yep.
And so we could say, yeah, Miami – everybody's saying the Bengals came out flat because they always start slow. But on the other hand, people are saying the Dolphins just suck. They're not saying the Dolphins came out flat.
They looked really bad.
Regardless of what team we're talking about. I'm a Dolphins fan. I don't think they're very good. But to automatically say they're going to be trash all year because they came out flat, but other teams you'll judge in the same that had the same shitty start to the season. I mean, look, Jamar Chase scored 5 fantasy points. Yeah, oh my God, guys, sound the alarm. He's going to suck this year. Anybody in fantasy who wants to trade me Jamar Chase, come on.
Caitlin Clark,
you're not trading him because he's still going to be good.
Let me address Jim in Florida real quick because he always gives me hell about Caitlin Clark stuff. It's kind of an interesting one because I'm really kind of watching to see if there's going to be a giant dip on her stuff. And I'm not buying real expensive Clark. So it would be, we're talking like $200, $300, $500, maybe up to $700, $800 max. So nothing too crazy. I actually have a handful that need to go to PSA. So, but if those things crash down, if a lot of her stuff goes real far down, then I might pick up a couple in the off season and just try to grade them out and just be ready for, because here's the deal. I've heard some people kind of compare this to like Zion Williamson or something. Here's what's going to happen is she will come back from injury and there will be preseason hype if you're willing to wait for it. Now, I don't know if she's going to be the next Michael Jordan of the WNBA, but there will be an opportunity to sell cards for Caitlin Clark again.
Yeah, but here's the only difference there. Zion Williamson's in an established league. He's an established brand. The WNBA is trying to establish themselves. Well, they should be. They push back on it a lot, but they should be trying to establish themselves with Caitlin Clark as their brand, right? Somebody to sell their brand on. If Zion was a rookie, but when he got hurt and wasn't doing good, people still watch the NBA. Now, before people comment that nobody cares about the NBA, ratings are down, I get it, but still enough people watch the product for it to make money and be a successful product.
I hear you, but I just don't think there's the same correlation with Caitlin Clark. I think there's enough rabid, crazy fans, people that will spend money on the cards. I totally understand what you're saying. The WNBA is on life support without Caitlin Clark, and she hasn't even gotten her career started yet. But I'm not necessarily a long-term holder on Clark's on all this stuff. Like I might hold a couple of her stuff just to see what happens, but I will look to sell, grade it out, sell it probably beginning of next year, the next season. This is not like a big hold.
But what I'm saying, usually when someone, the biggest hype and popularity around someone is when they're fresh on the scene. I think eventually people are going to get Caitlin Clark fatigue. And to be fair, that fatigue happens with all players, right? We got CJ Stroud fatigue, didn't we, in the NFL? So it's kind of like, you get fatigue on a player, and then that player is really going to have to do something to really get, like, we got Patrick Mahomes fatigue.
Yeah. They have to
And
constantly
so-
keep doing better.
So you
or
have to
adding
constantly do something to get you popular again. And at what point are people going to be like, oh, it's Caitlin Clark. She's just a really, 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 really good female basketball player. And at what point are people going to just like tune out at that fact?
Could be.
You know, Patrick Mahomes, a
Could
really,
be.
really, really good quarterback. But you know what? I like this person now. And maybe that just takes somebody else being popular, which would then be good for the brand of the WNBA, or the people who were starting to watch the WNBA, including myself. I would turn on Indiana Fever games. I would at least check their box scores and things like that. But I haven't, since she hasn't been playing. And when she starts playing again, I don't know if I'm at to the point to where I will start doing it again at this point.
Yeah, the hobby's always looking for the next best thing, even when there's already something great in front
When
of
you start getting that
That's the problem.
steam going,
I got you. I think she's
Right.
got a little bit more runway. That's all I would say. I think she's got a little bit more runway.
and this isn't taken away from her talent or her popularity or anything,
Yeah.
but I just, it's just kind of like there'll be somebody else that comes along, especially when she's out of the spotlight right now. Like, that spotlight was so bright that they needed it to run for a while.
I almost feel like I'll run contrary to that, though. I almost feel like the NFL, the NBA, there's more pressure on a player because every year you do have a new quarterback. You do have a new running back that's exciting. Or the NBA, you got a new number 1 overall pick, or you got a new guy. Whereas the WNBA, I don't know who next year's number 1 overall pick is, but there's not necessarily that same sort of pressure. There's not a flurry of talent that's going to come out and take that spot. I'm not saying that there's not somebody that can or will. I'm just saying that in the leagues that are more popular, as you're saying, there's every single year there's somebody new coming out. Next will be Arch Manning or whoever it's going to be.
I get that, but I think as people, even in the men's leagues, as they get deeper and deeper into the league, whether they're replaced by another superstar or not, you just start to tune out because it just becomes the regular. It just becomes the norm. It's
You're
like
just waiting for history to catch up to them.
right. It's like I said, like Patrick Mahomes, when he first started quarterbacking, you'd be like, oh man, I want to check this Chiefs games out. Patrick Mahomes is out there. Now, we don't say we're tuning in to watch Patrick Mahomes. We say we're tuning in to watch a football game.
Yeah.
And we may not watch the Chiefs, and that's not taking anything away from his ability or what he's done.
No, but Mahomes is 7-8 years into his career. That's what I'm saying. I mean, Caitlin Clark's going to go into her 3rd year. She was hurt all of her 2nd. That's all I'm saying is I think she's got a little bit more runway left. I'm not saying that you're not. Look, in 5 years, you're probably right. There's probably other players, whatever. I totally agree with you. I just think she's got a little bit more runway. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. Maybe
Right. I just think at some point we're going to be like she's like now, but we're going to be like she's a really, 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 really good female basketball player. She's the most exciting female basketball player in the WNBA. I'm not saying that she's the best, but she's the most exciting. Excitement is what draws people to watch, not necessarily even being good. Right? Mike Tyson, people still will tune in to watch his fights. Is he a good boxer? Hell no. He got his ass beat, and it was probably rigged by Jake Paul. But people, if Mike Tyson was to put a pay-per-view out next week, people would watch because Mike Tyson is exciting, not because he's good. So it's kind of like,
well, he's just 100 years old now.
at what point is she no longer exciting?
Well, that
Is
she's
she
got to
just
stay healthy
Caitlin?
now.
Is she just Caitlin Clark, and she's what we expected her or didn't expect her to be?
Because I mean, they hit harder in the female league than they do in the men's league. I mean, that
What are
looks
you
more
talking
like
about?
Pistons basketball back in the day, the way the women beat each other up versus.
Well,
the
that's
men.
why nobody watches though. The game itself is is shitty.
Let's go back
I
to
know.
this question here. I thought maybe we addressed it a little bit, but QB
Yeah.
cards at the National. I feel like this is the first National in years where I didn't really see a whole lot of like huge buzz around. Yeah, I mean, sure you
Market trend.
had some guys, but I mean, it wasn't. Now I'm kind of wondering too. I know that PSA graded. I was looking at the data. Like in August, they graded more Jaden Daniels than they did Michael Jordan cards. So maybe there was just stuff that wasn't back from grading yet, and that's why there wasn't more Jaden Daniels at the National, or what? It just didn't seem like there was any sort of like super. I didn't see Roth running around. He sold the card at Fanatics Fest, but I didn't see him at the National running around making videos on quarterbacks. Did you?
No, they target cards that are 10 and below now for the most part. I think what happened is the prior couple of years, the entire hobby caught up to that process, and
Yeah.
there was just no new available movement to have on some of these cards. And then nobody really knew which way to go with it. Who's going to be the guy? Everything's changing so rapidly in the NFL. I think this is the first year we're going to see more in-season movement for players continually than ever before.
Oh, you think
Especially
it's going to
the NFL.
happen during the season?
Yeah, I do. I think that's where it shifted to. It shifted to show me what you have, and then I'll go chase you down. I think that's where we're at.
I
And some
think
teams, people don't care about the players. There's
I
also
think
that too. Like, how many people are going to go chase Jalen Hurts unless you're an Eagles fan?
well, no, I think there's a lot more multiple things to it as somebody who actually buys and sells those types of cards. Because I sold a ton of Bryce Young at the National, but the thing was, it was to repackers. I think the buying and selling to repackers dwarfed / overshadowed any other type of card movement at the National. We didn't talk any, just like we're talking about, okay, the quarterbacks weren't popular. There was no quarterback that was really hyped up. We didn't see any certain quarterback moving. Let's be honest. A good card of any young quarterback was moving. It was. But why didn't we talk about it as it was this quarterback moving? We talked about it as in repackers are buying everything. And that includes the young quarterbacks. That's what they really wanted. We just we never really specified what the repackers were buying. So those cards were moving. I know firsthand. I sold over $4,000 worth of young quarterbacks to a repacker, and I made money on them. But also,
Good question.
we have this conversation every year about the National and the young quarterback, and at some point, people realize this is a trend, right? So if it's a trend, you got to get ahead of it.
In December.
So lots of cards that I was buying in December. You're right.
Yeah.
I buy for the following season now
Mhm.
when a quarterback is eliminated from the playoffs. Now, whether that be they don't make the playoffs, because technically if they don't make the playoffs, they're eliminated.
Playoffs?
And if they do make the playoffs and eliminated, they're yesterday's news. And that's the best time to buy. And typically, a lot of times, the best time to sell, from my experience, is March and April of the following year. You no longer wait till July. You're selling before the draft now.
Some people are buying quarterbacks in August, right, Neo? Some people are buying.
That's what some YouTubers told me.
I know the sports car nonsense boys were buying quarterbacks in August.
Yeah,
Now-
that or they're trying to pump.
Now, to touch on what Ham said, is he thinks that there's going to be a lot of movement on based around performance, which we don't normally see because
Yeah.
the baked in stuff usually outweighs performance. We will see cards move based on performance on people that didn't have baked in stuff on. Okay, one quarterback I could not sell to repackers was Justin Fields. I had 2 nice Justin Fields cards. And Brian Gray, who was buying pretty much everything, they were the first 2 cards he removed from my pile.
Mm-hmm.
And Ham was standing there. But after yesterday's game, I could probably throw that up on eBay and get what I want for him.
Yeah.
And that would be a performance-based sale as opposed to a hype-based sale. Now, performance spikes hype, right? He did good.
Yeah.
So now people are going to be hyped thinking that he might do good all year.
Like Daniel Jones.
And I'm not saying whether he will or whether he won't. Yeah, there was Daniel Jones also, but how many people are going to look at that and say, well, he was playing the garbage ass Dolphins. Next week, he's not going to do well.
That or he was just on the garbage ass Giants.
But
Go that
some
direction.
players like Justin Fields, Justin Fields has tried to be a hobby darling before. I don't think Daniel Jones has ever reached hobby darling status. A lot of times, hobby darling status carries you more than performance.
Although, do you remember Daniel Jones? I remember buying some of his Duke stuff, his like Duke Prism draft, and selling it, like buying and selling that stuff, going back in time a little bit. He had a moment, but it was just because it was like basically COVID era. Crazy.
100%.
I mean, let's talk about JJ McCarthy. JJ McCarthy was one of the bigger prospected on quarterbacks because he was hurt last year, so it gave you a window to buy. and just the fact that he was going to be healthy once they got rid of Sam Darnold, and people are like, okay, he's officially starting for the Vikings, was probably the best time to sell. And then you go into the Monday Night Football game, and you're looking at halftime, and you're like, damn, anybody holding the bag on J.J. McCarthy right now is hurting. And then he kind of has a redemption in the second half, but it was the tale of two games, and he really didn't look that good, to be honest. At this point, right now, if you bought J.J. McCarthy after the knee injury, okay, after the knee injury, before the Sam Darnold trade or release or however they got rid of Sam Darnold, before Sam Darnold was gone from the Vikings in that window of drafting J.J. McCarthy and the injury happening, if you bought then, would you rather have sold once they got rid of Sam Darnold, or would you still rather be holding, saying, oh, he won in week one, it's time to jump aboard the rocket ship? Or would you rather have moved your position on J.J. McCarthy cards prior to that Monday Night Football game? If you bought, now this question is only relative to if you bought after the knee injury, because if you bought after the Sam Darnold release, you're in higher than what you can move those cards for right now.
I think it would just matter what the card would be selling for now versus when I bought it, even right after that point. So I don't think, unless it's some stupid rare card, there's been a lot of movement on that card since then anyway, because everybody's just kind of frozen. They just stood still. It didn't really go up or down a whole lot. It just stood still. And everybody else that held it is like, I'm not moving this until I get a better opportunity. And I don't even think they've had that opportunity yet.
I mean, none of the quarterbacks from last year's class blew it up opening day. Jaden Daniels, who is, the biggest name out of all of them right now, he had an average game against the Giants.
Yeah, he probably looked the best out of everybody.
Bo Nix, who had played the second best, looked okay. But, they didn't look like the quarterbacks we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
When I named
Williams, garbage.
When I named like the first four quarterbacks that popped in the top of my head, none of them played as good as Justin Herbert. None of them played as good as Justin Herbert, but I bet you Jaden Daniel cards and Drake May cards and stuff still sell for more than Justin Herbert right now.
Yep. Well, Herbert still has a lot baked into his stuff. His stuff really didn't move either.
Herbert was a hobby darling, so it's tough.
Yeah.
Herbert has a seven-figure card. Remember
still?
Well, I mean, going back a few years.
Yeah, his Black Prism Finite.
Crazy. Neo, are you okay?
Yeah, why?
I didn't know if you fell
Yeah,
asleep.
What are you opening? Are you
Steve was like cooking for the last however long we've been live, so I was just,
Well, you can interrupt me. I mean,
Neo's so patient over there. If you want to just take a break from Cavs regular season highlights from last season for just 1 second, feel free to chime in.
But that's the thing. Joe Burrow and the Bengals played like shit. Justin Herbert and the Chargers looked great. Joe Burrow cards still have more liquidity and sell better than Justin Herbert cards.
Spencer Rattler still got some room to run on those prices if he pops up.
What about
Spencer?
We got one over there. I need to talk to Neo because I need to know what's going on over there in Cleveland. Because on my big money casino fantasy team, I have 3 Cleveland Browns.
Why?
Well, I drafted Jerry Jeudy as one of my later receivers. I picked up what's his name, Harold Fannin Jr. off waivers as a backup tight end, and I've had Quinton Judkins sitting on my IL or IR list. So, are any of those guys worth keeping? If you had to pick one of them to keep on your fantasy team,
between Judy and Judkins,
I guess it depends on your depth. No, and the rookie tight end was his name, Fannin, whatever. Call a bunch of balls.
I mean, Judkins would be third on the list because he's probably going to get suspended, and he just signed. He hasn't even practiced yet.
Yeah, but running back's such a valuable position.
I mean, if you have the depth to just have him sit on your roster and not do anything for multiple
weeks. Well, right as of right now, he can sit on the IR list or whatever.
Fannin's legit good. And if they suck, Njoku will get traded, then Fannin will be the pure tight end. But they played him at wide receiver 3.
No, see, and also to put that in reference to my team is my starting tight end is Trey McBride. So it'll be tough to ever put him in my tight end spot unless he does really good and I can trade Trey McBride. That's my thought process. because when you have a Brock Bowers or a Trey McBride, you don't need to hold a roster spot with another tight end unless you think that tight end can actually pop off, give you super really good value, and then you can move a name brand like a Trey McBride to get you a piece somewhere else and not lose a whole lot of productivity in that position based on a breakout rookie. Then my running backs are Bucky Irvin and Trevion Henderson. And then I don't really have any depth. There's not really any depth to draft this year. And then my other receivers are CeeDee Lamb, Jacoby Myers, who I drafted in almost all my leagues. And I wanted to say this to Sports Card Professor. Jacoby Myers has been, I think, going to be one of my best late round picks of fantasy this year in all my leagues. And and I got Zay Flowers, who I didn't start, and but he had a monster game. But he always does that dumb shit. So just to put that in,
like that.
just to put that in perspective with the teams that I have, which one should I hold on to?
That's right. My Saints square off against Mac Jones 49ers this weekend. Brock Purdy's hurt.
That's right.
Is Purdy
McCaffrey already hurt
yet? No, McCaffrey was fine, and he had 10 catches. I mean,
I thought he's already set out practice this week.
He set out practice all last week. They did that shit.
Okay.
Purdy, they said he might miss multiple weeks today.
Yep. We got to beat the 49ers because we have a pretty tough schedule.
Jim in Florida, what do you mean? Why would I take Judy with their quarterbacks? Have you ever seen what Joe Flacco does for a fantasy wide receiver?
He does a lot.
Like, here's the thing. A quarterback does not have to be a good NFL quarterback to be a good fantasy quarterback. It's two different animals.
The problem is that Flacco's probably only going to be the quarterback for a few weeks before it gets moved to Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, probably. But
is he good? Dylan
but
Gabriel?
it's not like,
I don't know.
But it's not like you're taking Jerry Jeudy in your first 5 rounds to be your number one wide receiver. It's like you're taking Jerry Jeudy in rounds 6 through 9 somewhere.
Yeah.
And you're throwing him in your wide receiver 2 spot.
He put up pretty good numbers last year with shit quarterback play.
I mean, just like I said, even with Jerry Jeudy on my team, I can bench Jeudy and start Zay Flowers. I still have Jacoby Myers to flex. It's not like my team is depending on Jerry Jeudy to win. But Flacco does add value to your fantasy wide receivers. Just look what happened to the Colts last year.
Zay Flowers bailed me out this past week. Everybody kind of slumped, but then Zay Flowers had like 31 points against the Bills.
Yeah, I had him it was a player I had on the bench. And he, after getting my report card on my draft, he was my best value. I had no interest in drafting Zay Flowers on any of my teams. And I'm at my live draft. We're at a bar and we have a room reserved. And I'm going down the wide receiver list. I'm on the clock in like round 8 or 9. And all the receivers above Zay Flowers were gone. And about 10 to 12 receivers after Zay Flowers were gone, like crossed off of my checklist. I had to ask. I had to be like, is Zay Flowers actually still on the board or did I miss that somewhere? And they were like, no. And I'm like, well, I got no choice. You guys have forced me to take Zay Flowers in like round 9. And so I ended up with him on my team. But I would have never have drafted him where his draft capital was at. He just fell, and nobody wanted him. And I live near Ravens country too. It's kind of like weird, but
Brendan says it just seems none of the lessons from the junk wax era, I assume that's what he means here, are being pondered, just repeated. Explain that, Brendan, because it's different in the sense that I remember in 1990, you go to Walmart, there's packs everywhere. There's definitely overproduction, but now it feels like there might be overproduction, but it doesn't feel the same, at least from what I've seen as far as the print runs.
Parallels,
but it's a parallel universe. Yeah, it's just
the difference between now and the junk wax era is that you have chasers.
Yeah,
like I'm trying to think back. Okay, so I was opening. Me and a friend were opening early '90s Don Russ baseball. I can't remember. I don't know if it was 91, 92. It wasn't 89, I don't think, because that would have been Griffey, but it was somewhere between 90 and 92. We were, and this is back then, this is back in the early 90s. We were opening, it would have had to be 1990, but we were opening Don Russ baseball. Tons and tons and tons of it. And one night we pulled this card. It was a Jose Canseco card, and it said Donruss Elite on it.
Mhm.
And we're like, what's this card? I've never seen a card look like this before. And we had no idea what the card was. You couldn't find it in the Beckett. It wasn't on the checklist. It wasn't. I don't think it was on the back of the wrappers. We were just like, was this an accident? What is this card even? And then come to find out, like the card shop wanted to give us a bunch of money for it. So it was like a bunch of money at the time was like $100. Let's put it.
Yeah,
that
those
way.
were 1 out of 10,000 too.
But we had no idea what the card was. And come to find out, I guess at the end of the day, back then, it was considered to be super rare. Nowadays, when you get cards everywhere, I guess the Donruss Elites back then aren't still considered to be super rare. I mean, I guess in relative to how hard they are to pull.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
But in print run, in relative to print run, maybe they're not that rare.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was 10,000 in each elite made of those cards. But the product, there was so much of it printed. Like,
yeah, so
I don't know how
that
many boxes you had to open to even hit
that
one.
just goes to put it into perspective how much of that junk wax stuff was printed. If
Yeah.
there was 10,000 of those Donruss Elites of each player made, now I don't think the checklist was very big, but if there was 10,000 of those made, and we opened so much of it, and so many people never saw one, and we saw one, that just goes to show you how much of the junk product was printed. If a 10,000 print run
the biggest
insert
difference too is we
was
have so
so
much
hard
other
to hit.
flash in the product. You get lost with that feeling of not seeing anything anymore. Versus if you open that stuff. If you took somebody and you had them open a case of that stuff, they'd be so bored out of their mind, like because everything's the same until you either hit that card.
There was
not.
a card. There was a card I almost bought at the National. I did buy some cards for nostalgia purposes, but I went by a showcase and it had like 4 of them in there, all different grades. And I almost bought it out of nostalgia purposes because I remember how many packs of cards I ripped and never saw one. And that was the Pro Set Vince Lombardi trophy hologram.
Mm-hmm.
And that was card of legend.
Yeah.
That was card. I remember in '89, I got a pack of Pro Set football from video rental store. Go imagine VHS rental shop. Guys, those don't exist anymore. But
No.
off the counter, and I was walking through town. It was a couple blocks from my house, and I opened it up, and I pulled the Pete Rozelle commissioner card. And I remember yelling, yeah, I got the Pete Rozelle commissioner card, because at the time that card was a tough pull, and the Beckett had it listed for some money.
What do we think about Fanatics Fest next year, rolling up into the National? It means I'm not going to Fanatics Fest next year. I'm going to prioritize the National. That's just the way I'm going to have to do it. They're 10 days apart, basically. I think it would be different, too, if I was bigger into soccer. You know, if I was a big soccer guy, then maybe I would look to go to Fanatics Fest. But for me, it's just kind of like, okay, they would have installations with pro soccer players, cool, but it's not enough for me to move the needle for me.
And next
Steve,
year,
you're close enough. Like, Steve, you're driving distance, and maybe it's different for you. But Ham, are you going next year?
I'll go to the National if I do anything. There's just so much stuff squished together, and even that 10 days, it's ridiculous. It's like I don't even know how everybody's going to be able to do it that even tries to attend one or the other and or both as even a dealer. How do you do that? Even a company, companies are going to be stretched thin.
I'm going to the Comic-Con, which Neo, I'm going to the Comic-Con, and I'm coming into town Tuesday, and I'm leaving Saturday morning. My wife actually got off work, so now she's going to be there. But by the time she knew that she was going to be coming, the Friday Comic-Con tickets sold out. So she got a ticket for Thursday. I got a ticket for Thursday and Friday. So Thursday, I'm going to the Comic-Con, and Friday, I might be going without her. Unless you can buy tickets on like SeatGeek or StubHub, but people want a lot of money for them.
People scalp them outside too.
I can't imagine buying scalp tickets for a Comic-Con.
I know, right?
Your
That's what I
Comic-Con
said.
sold out, man. You got to get tickets early.
That's funny.
But anyway, there's a
Where's Card Radio's out there selling them, I bet.
That's right.
Yeah.
Parking. They're selling the parking too.
Mm-hmm.
but
So none of you guys are doing Fanatics Fest next year?
I don't think so. I don't see
I
it.
won't be able to. It's just to me, it's a time constraint thing. I'd have to choose. I'd have to cut something, right? I'm already using some vacation time to go to the Fanatics Fest.
Just so
I'm
too
gonna
close
book
together.
a room, but I'll TBD if I go or not. I'll just get something that I can cancel as like a just in case.
And I think a lot of people too that went to the National this year that may like to try the other things, they may skip the National this year to do that instead. Because everything's so expensive now.
I think they probably were thinking that, but with the way the hotel situation is with the World Cup stuff,
Yeah.
that might change people's perspective.
Where's the World Cup going to be?
The same weekend as Fanatics Fest in New York City.
Oh, and they got World Cup games in New York City.
It's the same weekend as the World Cup final, so hotel prices are jacked. Most of them are sold out already.
I can only imagine because hotel prices were jacked for Comic-Con.
Yeah, our hotel
I mean,
for Comic-Con is like $1,000 a
Jizzak,
night.
not
We
just
use
jacked.
Marriott points.
Are you waiting in line for anybody? Are you getting any photo ops or autos at?
I have some autographs booked, and so does my wife. I'd have to double check my list again.
I just realized that I think Carl Urban is going to be there.
She's doing. I know my wife's doing Martin Sheen for sure. She
Oh
loves
yeah,
the
you
West
told me
Wing.
that. You told me that. But Carl
Yeah.
Urban's going to be there, and I like the boys, and I like Billy Butcher, the character.
They'll still be announcing some more people too. We're Dustin, my wife, and I are going to see the Stranger Things Broadway show.
Oh, it's
It's
really
Wednesday
good.
night.
Yeah, and then they just announced today that the cast is doing a panel at New York Comic Con on Thursday.
Yeah. So
You heard anything
On the
about
back-
it? We
on
just
the
kind of
back of
booked it
that-
online.
on the back of that, I did hear that in November they're going to do some sort of a marketing blitz, and so I was also trying to keep my because they did this last year when we went to London to see that play that you're going to see. We were in London the same weekend that they did a like Stranger Things show in Georgia, like where they're filming it, and so we couldn't go to it, and all the cast was there. But I want to take my daughter. I want to kind of hold the November open a little bit to see if they do something similar like that, and then run down and hopefully go to it. But we'll see.
Yeah, we bought our tickets. We have pretty good seats for that. I don't know if tickets are still left, Steve, or not. We just booked them because you were still kind of up in the air. on what was
Yeah,
going
no,
on.
that's okay. Yeah, I wasn't
So
sure.
we're
Like,
seeing that on Wednesday night, and then I don't know if we'll go. It'll probably just depend on autograph signings and stuff on whether or not we go to the panel for the show. And then PSA is doing a panel at the show. I forget what day that is.
PSA's doing one at the Comic-Con.
Yeah, for comic book grading.
Oh,
Of course, they sure are trying to get a foothold in there. That would be
Yeah, CGC
bad
has one
business
too.
if they didn't.
Yeah, they have to do that.
CGC has one too. New York Comic Con. Different
We'll
vibe.
see. So, do you think CGC? This is a good segue for me. Do you think CGC grading will be there?
Oh, 100%.
I mean, they'll be there. I mean,
Massive booth there.
but what I'm saying, they'll be there for their card side of it too, right? Not just
You'll be
the
able to do
comic.
card drop offs. They're not doing on site.
Really? Look,
Yeah, they do that here too.
Because in the mail, you guys saw, I got my Tim Burton pack pulled. These are from the an actual set for Nightmare Before Christmas,
really?
and yeah,
That's pack pulled.
yeah.
Damn.
Yes, you don't read my text messages.
Is that original art on there, or is it a picture?
This is a picture from the cover, like of the Nightmare Before Christmas. That you can see the
Yeah.
silhouette of the dog. Oh, there he is.
That's cool.
So there's 4 autographs in the set, and yeah, they're all pack pulled. And me and my daughter busted packs and packs of these just trying to pull this. This was a fun project for me and her because she loves Nightmare Before Christmas. And all we ever really got was Chris Sarandon autos out of it, which I have a couple over there, and Glenn Shaddix. Now, Chris Sarandon is the voice of Jack Skellington, so it's still a cool card to have, but it's only like a $50, $60 card. And then Glenn Shaddix is he played in a couple movies in the 90s. He was like Otto in Beetlejuice.
Is
guy
that
who
the
did
big
the
pull?
seance? Huh?
Yeah. Is that the big pull, that Burton that you have? Is
The
that
Burton.
the big?
Well,
that's
there's
what I-
also one in there. I think there's also a Danny Elfman in there who's the composer. And he does a lot of composing for Tim Burton movies. Like he's really popular. Like he did the Sleepy Hollow movie. He's a movie composer. He's got a lot of popular. So that one goes for a couple $100, but the Tim Burton is the bigger chase.
I hope Topps. I keep seeing like they're doing SpongeBob SquarePants. They're bringing out some different IP, which I think is cool. But it seems like it's just a ton of sticker autos. I really hope that that's not all that they ever do or stickers. I hope that they do some sort of a higher end, line for some of this stuff if it gets popular.
I like the fact that they made this like the area really big. It's like it's a nice big signature on here.
Yeah,
It's
that's really
super
cool.
clean.
Steve, have you seen any of the Cal Urban stuff from the boys Upper Deck series?
I have seen the boys Upper Deck stuff, and some of it's on card and some of it isn't.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
I saw a dual auto of Anthony Starr, who's Homelander, and Carl Urban, Billy Butcher, and I would love that card, but with it still being a fresh product, you guys know how fresh product is. It's pretty expensive. I have an Anthony Starr autograph card where he signed cards at at different cons that he goes to, and then those cards are actually like issued out as cards, but now they have an official set. So I guess the one that I have, it still sells for about the same amount. Like the one I got is like a $300 card, and the Upper Deck autos that he has are about the same price. I feel like I like the set, but I was looking through it, and I feel like they have so many different versions of the autographs that somehow they managed to water it down.
Yeah, especially where they scattered it across different inserts.
Right. That's what I mean. You can get the base cards that look like, and they have the autographs on them. And then you got dual autos, which of course dual autos are always awesome in every product. But then you have 3 or 4 different like inserts within the set.
Yeah, the ones that look like they're a toy in a package. Yeah. And then there's a variation version of version.
Right. But then the inserts have autographed versions too. So it's kind of like, well, he has 4 or 5 different autograph cards in the product. You know, which one is the one that I want, as opposed to being like, we have an autograph set and it's a separate photo and a checklist, or you can pull the base card autographed, right? That's kind of like, so I feel like they managed to water it down to an extent by putting so many different versions of the autographs in there.
Well, that and almost everything sticker. I mean, Urban's one of the only ones that's not a sticker on certain cards.
I saw the Urban base card, and they listed in the eBay title on card auto.
Yeah.
And then when I looked at the photo, it's tough because the photo, they made a specific area for the superstars or for the actors to sign on the card, like a rectangle. And it's a white rectangle that they sign in, but it makes it somewhat gives it the appearance of if it's a sticker auto or a sticker was maybe intended to go there in case they didn't get the hard signs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing Leaf does, but I mean, Leaf predominantly uses sticker, and they do a good job with making it fade in. A lot of times you can't really tell, and they do that with that white. That's kind of the reason why they do that. It's a backup plan.
I saw Brad in the chat. By the way, Brad, you missed a really good birthday party last night. So anybody in the chat, guys, if you, I don't want to say a fan, but if you listen to my content and you think I'm a relatable person and you lived within like 30 to 40 minutes drive, and we hung out at the National and somewhat developed like not just a content creator to viewer relationship, but also like a friendship, which I consider a lot of people in the comments to be my friends anyway, even if I've never met them. And I invited you to my birthday party, and I was like, man, it's going to be a big old banging party. Food, heated swimming pool, bonfire, all the good shit. Would you show up like if you were there, like if you were only like 30 minutes away and I invited you?
Of course I would.
Well, I know you guys would.
Well, you asked us. What do you think we're going to say?
No, I'm saying the guys in the comments, people in the chat.
Oh, I thought you were just talking to me. I didn't know I wasn't included now. Damn.
Because Brad, who won the contest, actually lives, within an hour ride from me.
Boy.
Yeah. Speaking of Brad, there he is. Brad, I'm not answering any of your comments anymore. So you see, viewers will get upset if you like ignore their comments or
you don't have
say something they don't like, right? You don't have their same opinions, and they'll get upset with you. But say, for instance, the content creator reaches out to the viewers and was like, man, you're welcome to come hang out and do this and that. So should I feel a certain way for being left hanging or what?
They just use you for the national giveaway.
I know. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know that. I've already gotten that. I've already know that.
Maybe there's going to be trivia questions from Steve's birthday party. Now exactly. We're going to get those.
Man. Yeah.
How hot was Steve's swimming pool?
Yeah. What was the hors d'oeuvres?
Oh, I can tell you it was 95 degrees.
What was Daisy wearing?
she did have a little T-shirt on for a while because one of
course
my friends came and brought her a T-shirt, but it was too small for her. So we put it on her, and it only like covered up like a very little small part of her from the front. But after about an hour, we took it off. But I bought my old pool heater, which you guys saw me repairing in videos. Well, you guys didn't because you don't watch my videos. But people who watch my videos, people who do watch my videos, you guys saw me working on a pool heater, which I got up and running again. Come to find out, I called the people who installed the pool in this home and found out that pool heater was installed in 2007.
Oh, that's not going to last that long.
No wonder I kept having issues with it. So I go to the pool place. This is a story. So I go to the pool place. I'm like, hey, I need a quote on a pool heater. They're like, well, you got to contact our guy who does pool heaters. I sent them an email. I need a quote on a pool heater. They send me back. The pool heater is going to cost you $5,500. And then it's going to be about $700 worth of plumbing to rework the plumbing. And then you're going to have to call an HVAC person to hook up the natural gas. And you're going to have to call an electrician to hook up the electric. I'm like, that's shit. I'm like, that sounds like a lot of money. And I've only got about a month left in the season. Right at the end of October, I closed my pool down. So I'm like, maybe I'll look into this next year. But I'm like, no, man, it's my birthday party. I got to have the pool heated. So the pool heater, I was like, what model number pool heater are you talking? So they give me the model number of the pool heater. I go online, and the pool heater is a $3,200 pool heater. In some places, you can find it on sale for like $2,900. And this guy wants to charge me $5,500 for just the heater before any labor on top of it.
You try to make the good money off.
He had national prices.
He saw your house.
I'm like,
I got it.
I'm like, do you think we're at the national? This is vintage national prices.
He's like, this PSA 10 though.
I'm like, I saw a Babe Ruth card that's valued at $5,000 and somebody wanted $7,700 for it. I said, this is what this feels like. I'm trying to buy a $3,000 pool heater for $5,500. I'm like this, so, man, I ordered the pool heater myself. I watched some YouTube videos and I did all the plumbing. I did the gas line and the electric, and that thing is running like a beauty right now. So I just had it delivered I bought it for $2,900 and change, had it delivered, and did all the work on my own.
The chat
I did all the plumbing too.
Pools are a money pit, like a boat.
Yeah, bust out another 1,000.
No, they're not.
The boat stands for.
No, I don't spend nearly that much.
G unit.
So my pool is fiberglass. My pool is fiberglass, so I don't have liner issues. It's basically like a giant bathtub dug into the ground because it's in ground, but it's a fiberglass pool, so I never have to change the water. I never have to change the liner, and it's a saltwater system, so I don't have to pay tons of money for chlorine because chlorine and chemicals are expensive. But because I pay $500 for a salt cell unit, and it's a saltwater pool, and that salt cell unit will last me 5 to 6 years, I don't have the chemical expenses because I use salt.
All right, fair enough. Let's get back on track. I think Brad actually had a decent question. Football and basketball taking over the licenses. Are there K-Sits going to be like downtowns and kaboobs as far as popularity goes?
Yeah.
Ham, what do you think?
Yeah. Why fix what ain't broken? They're lazy. It's easy. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised they try to come out with something new, but like,
well, no, I mean, the downtowns and kabooms are people still going to pay huge money for unlicensed ones? And then what's going to take their spot? What is Topps going to have that's going to be?
Everything that's unlicensed right now is just going to fall at the wayside with the exception of a couple things that'll still hold decent value. As soon as stuff with licenses come out, it's just going to blow everything else out the water. And if they do any type of homage to other players now that they have the license that we haven't seen a lot of stuff created or made for in the past, a couple of years, I mean, dear Lord, can they create a Kobe card? And what happens when they create a Kobe card?
They already have home field advantage, which is basically a downtown. So that's an easy move.
Yeah, but those are horrible.
Yeah.
Hometown advantage is horrible.
Well, hold on. First question.
Look good.
First question.
They're better than that AI Panini trash.
I'd rather see it. I like explosives over kabooms.
It's
The
not what you
manga-
like, Ham. It's what the market likes. Okay.
And I
Mango.
like the market. The market likes me, and we like each other.
The manga is so bad.
The explosive
horrible.
the explosive is a poor man's downtown because people
No,
like
it's
you
not.
and I can't. Bullshit. Because people like us
It's
can't afford downtowns, huh?
They're expensive.
Yeah, but they're about the half the price of a kaboom. So they're the
Probably.
poor man's kaboom.
I guess.
Well, they're about to be the
Market.
licensed versions, right?
They look similar.
Yeah.
They look similar. They're a nice looking card. They're shiny. They got the waves on them.
Mhm.
They look like a kaboom, but they are about half the price. So they're poor man's kaboom. But
Let's take a look at the Helix here.
one of the main questions is though, will downtowns and kabooms and color blasts and things like that, will they still exist? Is Panini still going to make a sports card product without the license?
I mean, they're probably just gonna do basically the greats of the game. Anybody that's a Hall of Famer, so they don't have to deal with the Players Association.
So they're going to make downtowns and kabooms of veterans and stuff. I know they do that already, but the bigger chases are the.
Yeah, it'll be just like what they did with baseball, basically.
Wes, is this what we're talking about here? These Helix?
Yeah, that's not Helix. It's a color
Yeah.
blast.
So it looks
Yeah,
like a color
Their
blast.
color
Yeah.
blast.
How is there not a lawsuit?
There is.
Oh, there is.
Panini's trying to sue Topps Fanatics for everything.
Well,
But
they're
I'm
both
saying-
they're suing each other.
If you didn't tell me that was a Helix, I'd have been like, oh, look, a LE color
Yeah.
blast.
Color blast, yeah. Yeah. No, what they need to do is they need to bring back the old Thunderclaps, is what they need to do. They need to bring these babies back.
Not
This is
even
owned by
close.
Upper Deck now, and they can't do anything. Have you
Not-
seen Upper Deck's new Allure
Damn.
product?
DeJuice Maine saying Kaboom's the next PMG. Look out.
Kabooms
No.
will never be the next PMG because they're mass printed.
They're also they're not
PMGs have rarity to them. They're actually numbered, and common cards sell for the price of what superstar kabooms sell for. But there's no rarity. There's no rarity to kabooms in downtowns unless you're buying like the initial print year. Neo did it.
I hope
Neo
one day
is-
that print run comes out.
And Neo has done multiple like actual videos on this, but it was something I touched on when I bought the Kyler. Remember when I bought the Kyler Murray downtown rookie?
Mhm.
And I was talking about print runs or pop reports. And I was like, I don't have any analytics. I'm not a researcher and analytic guy when it comes to cards like that. That's more up Neo's alley. I'm like, but I can tell you from pop reports, the 2019 Kyler Murray had like less than 100 PSA 10s. And if you fast forward to 2021, just 2 years later, the Trevor Lawrence downtown had like 600 or 700 PSA 10s. And I was like, that alone, because both of these guys were first pick of the draft, they were both the big prospect in their draft respectfully. They were both young, popular quarterbacks in the hobby. So you can't tell me that people just didn't submit their Kyler Murrays. Plus, the Kyler Murray had been out 2 years prior to the Trevor Lawrence. And there was literally like 10% of Kyler Murray based on Trevor Lawrence. There was more Trevor Lawrence PSA 10s than there was graded period Kyler Murrays, not just Kyler Murray 10s. So that there was easily a telltale sign of the increase in print run production. And now we're talking about 2025. This was 2021. That was a 2021 product.
Yeah,
We're
just
talking
keep
3-4
multiplying.
years now later. Like case hits are case hits, but they're all relative to the amount of cases being printed. Just like I talked about that Donruss Elite earlier.
Mhm.
10,000 of them were made, but it seemed rare because there was so much product printed.
Well, that and they'll just make a new numbered parallel in between 1 and 10, whatever it is. They'll just make a new one just to
What are you
add
talking
more
about?
cards to the thing to make people feel like they're getting more stuff.
No,
That's
but
all
I'm
they
not
really
even
do.
talking about. Rather, you could take all the inserts and all the other
I
parallels
got
and
what you're
stuff
saying.
out of a Panini product. I'm talking in relationship to the downtown / kaboom / color blast that are advertised as being tough to pull or advertised as being rare chase cards,
Yeah, I like those cards.
but
These
they're
cards
not.
Those cards are beautiful in person.
These
Yeah, the gorgeous. I always
exclamation
wanted the
point?
Peyton Manning.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, but they've got a nice Favre one. These are nice cards.
See,
In
I
fact,
think you're going to see this late 90s, early 2000s insert really boom. I think that's the next boom. That's the new.
So.
That's the first vintage parallels at the end of the day.
Yeah, the football versions of this look way better. I think there's also like basketball exclamation points. They don't look near as good.
They don't look
Is
as
that
good,
an
yeah.
insert or a parallel? That's an insert.
That's an insert.
It's an insert
Okay.
from Fleer Ultra.
What was the pack odds on those?
It's worth a Google.
Yeah, you probably have to Google.
Chat
Because what are-
GPT.
Because we know that the PMGs are super popular from the old stuff, but we also know that like Platinum Portraits was another popular one. Intimidation Nation were some other popular ones. Like so, and there's tons and tons of them out there because there was tons and tons of inserts in the 90s. Will it get to a point to where a rising tide raises all ships because so many people are on that fad right now of 90s inserts that you got to keep dropping down to the next level of affordability, which then takes affordability to non-affordability.
Just basically what's happening with the Jordan market, but just now break that out into different groups and genres of players that people are going to group into that category.
Right, that's what I'm
So-
saying. If I want to collect 90s NFL inserts, for instance, and I cannot afford the top 3 to 4 popular inserts, am I then at that point just going to say, the hell with it, I'm not going to collect them? Or am I going to say, all right, well, I'm going to find the next affordable insert that looks awesome, and I'm going to start buying that one. And then if enough people do that, then it prices out the next card.
Yeah, but
So-
you're going
so
to
these
start at the
are-
top of the parallel first. So you'd start at a PSA 10, work your way down in a certain grades, and then fall into a raw because you'd start to see how many cards that had been graded over time. Because let's face it, nobody's grading new ones.
Are you talking about parallels or inserts?
Both? Doesn't really
I'm talking
matter.
about insert. It does matter.
No,
'cause a
these
parallel
both
is just a
hard to
different-
find.
These are 1 in 288 packs, and there's
Yeah.
a 10,
Right.
10 card checklist.
A
they're not
parallel-
crazy rare.
A parallel is the same card, different version with a
Correct.
number on the back of it. An insert is a different card altogether.
I
got its own
understand, but what I
check-
was
its own
saying is
set,
the
its own
odds, the way they
checklist.
were working back then, were very similar to the inserts as well.
Yeah, but it's going to be different when it comes to pooling because you got to imagine a general set has a lot more cards in it than an insert set when it comes
Correct.
to a
But I
checklist.
think like this 98 Ultra, there was a 1 of 1 of every player, and then the next parallel was a 1 of 100, and then after that was a base card.
I'm
the
talking about your
entire
odds of pulling them. So, say for instance, you in the 1990s, you got 1 refractor per box, and a box was 24 packs. So you get a
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
refractor in 24 packs.
Yep.
But then, say for instance, you got a platinum portrait, 1 in every 240 packs.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably still harder to get the refractor of the
Of a specific player. Correct. No, I agree.
because
I
the
agree.
checklist on the card is 300 plus as opposed to 10.
I don't think they were that high, but yeah,
Well, what do you think a base set ran to back then?
max 250.
Oh, 300. I'm sorry, Ham. I was 50 cards off.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, you know how they used to do all pro cards and rushing leaders, and they made like another 100 cards of just
Well, yeah, they did those in well, some sets did those as inserts, and some sets did those as actual cards within the
Yeah,
like the
because
back
usually
end of
second
the back
series
end of the
was really
checklist.
different.
You
Yeah,
know,
'cause
like the back
basketball, a lot of
yeah.
the best inserts came in series 2 of
But
all
Topps-
those years.
Topps Chrome. I know when football started doing those as inserts though, and then they made actual refractors of those inserts. And the refractors were really tough pulls. Like, say, for instance, you did like a season's best, Topps Chrome season's best. Look it up from late 90s, early 2000s. It's an insert set from Topps Chrome football. And you could pull those 1 in 8 packs, maybe.
Mhm.
Right. So that's a basic insert. It gives you something to chase after. You pull something different, cool. I got a card that was 1 in 8 packs. But a refractor season's best might be 1 in 300 packs.
Yeah, I got you. No, I got what you're saying.
But again, the checklist is smaller.
Yeah.
You know, you
Back
got
then
like
was
10
also
people.
interesting too, is like some of those insert sets would have a parallel that would be like a refractor. That was then part of also the insert set as well.
Yeah,
So you had
give
to
me a
be
second.
another level.
Be right back.
Yeah.
BR busy.
So that, yeah, you would have another level on top of the insert of also being a potential refractor or atomic refractor
I'm
or
muted.
something like that.
I'm gonna mute myself, Ham.
All right. I can hear you talking in my head still.
Where's he going? He just
He's
out.
going to find a parallel
Oh,
of an insert. Here's another pickup. I'll show you another pickup while we do it. This is from 1962, Mr. Softy. It was a small set. It was Adventures of Captain Chapel to the Moon. It's a 10-card set, but what's interesting about this, in 1962, were the first cards to where they started depicting spacecraft or anything like that. The other notable set's going to be the Mars Attack set.
Yeah.
These are the only two sets. Now, I don't know which one came out first. Nobody does. Some people like seeing freaky aliens. Other people like to see spaceships. So you have those two sets to choose from. The Mars Attacks is obviously iconic. I think the #1 series card on that, if you got a PSA 10 in that, it's like $20,000 or something stupid. But the Mr. Softy set is kind of like off to the side, which is interesting because there's actually less of it made than the Mars Attack set. And for some reason, you can find these in really good condition cheap. So I was like, I'll grab a few of these. Plus, they're fun. They're great to look at. And I just think they have some range to them.
Cool.
What'd you find me, Steve?
No, I just brought some cards as an example. So remember the Topps Finest football sets? They had 3 different tiers of cards: bronze, silver, gold. But they were all base set. They were all base set, and maybe the gold were 1 or 2 a box.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But then you could get the refractors. So you can't really tell on the camera, but this is the refractor of the Merino. Let me see. I got a Favre that might look better.
It also say refractor on the back, right?
It
It has
has
the level on the back.
Right now
Yeah, it
your
actually
camera's
has a
lagging
little
and it just looks like pixels.
Oh, really? I can see it on my screen. Can you see it now?
Listen, Carlos. I will pump space cards to the moon.
Can you
By
see
the
it
way,
now or no?
Matt
Is it pixels,
did just
Neo?
admit to life on Mars.
Is it just pixels?
No, you're good now. You're a lot less pixel. I can see Brett Favre. And nice you're showing a Brett Favre while Carlos is here in the chat too. Look at that, Carlos.
Oh, that would be the gold refractor. You're not really getting the shine off of my camera. But anyway,
You keep
again,
lagging
those
a
are
little
all
bit.
base set. Now this would be an insert of the Top Chrome Season's Best I was talking about. But that's a refractor version of it. The regular
refractors shine so nice too in person.
Yeah.
They're so clean.
The regular insert would be like 1 in 12 packs, maybe, and this one would be like 1 in maybe 120 packs.
Yeah. What's that go for now?
I don't know. Like the 90s stuff, it might be a $30-$40 card, but if it grades out a PSA 10, it's now a 10x.
I wouldn't be surprised if that card's $100 raw right now.
I mean, the difference still now when it comes to PSA grading is if you're grading ultra modern and you get a PSA 10, you're looking at maybe a 2.5x.
Yeah, nobody gets PSA 10s anymore. It's a new rule.
But on this stuff, it's still like a 10x. If this is a $25 card and at PSA 10s, I'm getting $250 for it. So that's where your money can still be made. It's just harder to get PSA 10s on this older stuff. But that's still where
it's hard to get PSA 10s on anything right now based on all the reveals that I see. That or everybody forgot how to pre-grade their cards to send them in.
These are the ones that make you money. The Shannon Sharp Gold Refractor, because he's cheap. You can buy this card for like $4, and if it PSA 10s, you're getting $100 for it.
Yeah,
and I bought
how do they grade the peel on that? How do they grade the peel if the peel is lifted a little bit?
You can take the peel off, and they'll grade it the same. Okay. Peel is not required, and if you remove it, they'll just on the PSA slab. If you keep the peel on, it'll say with peel. And that's like actually a debate in the hobby right now. So comments, this would be a good question for the people in the comments. Do you prefer your Topps Chromes or your Finest? Typically, it's the Finest from back in the day. Do you prefer them with or without the peel?
If it's a refractor, without. Because that's where you see the true card. Just think about it. The whole time, nobody's touched it.
I mean, the peel is on there to protect the card so it doesn't get damaged. So if you remove the peel,
we were going to grade them in the future. So they were
right. So if you remove the peel and the card is not damaged, because it says, it has words on it too. So it kind of messes up the image. People might like the look of it. So for instance, I got to take this. Look at this. Straight out the 90s. Look at that. Look how clear that you could put any card.
Right.
You could put any card.
Your camera's frozen, so nothing looks clear.
No, I can see. I can see it now. It looks like the sunlight just hit the camera with that thing.
So You could put any card. Neo's the one lagging, I think.
No,
Could
No,
you
it's,
just
it's definitely you, Steve.
no, it's
Definitely
100% used.
you just had the circle spinning. Maybe I just need to reboot. Anyway, you could put any card in this top loader and it would be a gold.
Steve. Like
I
he's
see
on
your
Ham's
face.
internet.
Yeah, you're going max
Yeah.
headroom tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to reboot. I'm going to reboot.
How you doing, Winter Haven?
PSA
Started
9
getting-
equals.
He started getting the flashy cards out and it started tearing his internet apart.
So a 9 is a 10 for 90 stuff. Fair enough.
Basically, yeah. Neo, have you submitted anything to grade? You're usually big at grading stuff.
Not for a while. Turnaround times are too slow. I don't really have
I
much
dropped
right now.
the card I dropped off at Beckett. I'm still waiting for that to get graded and sent to me.
I'm sending
It's
out a
gone
bunch
through
of stuff to them
Tier
too.
2 of whatever their stupid line is to get through it, but and it's a glass card. It's not even like it's hard to grade. You have to crack it out of the stupid thing to even grade it, and it's from Panini, and it's made out of glass. So, like, just give me my card back. So I can sell it.
Neil Armstrong had better reception from the moon.
Yeah.
Greg coming in hot. Neo, how you feeling about this week's fantasy matchup? It's me and you, dude.
I saw we were playing. I haven't looked your team over that much.
You're at like 223, and I'm supposed to get 233, which means I'll get like 108, and you'll get like
133 and 132.
109.
Hey, you got games tomorrow. Who plays tomorrow?
Or yeah, 133 and 123 or whatever. Who is on Thursday Night Football? I don't know.
I haven't even looked at my team. I know nobody's dying. Just joining now. Let's see. Do we have anybody playing tomorrow? Nope. I know the Bucks play Monday night, so I'm excited about that. Play Houston.
Who's playing?
Bucks in Houston Monday night. I think there's 2 Monday night games.
Oh, Monday night.
There is,
Okay.
there's
Yeah.
Monday night games this week.
Yeah. The game that I have to be worried about is the home opener here because we're at the throwback game and we have a tendency to lose our throwback games all the time, even though they're always at home. And we play the damn Jets and we're not good against running quarterbacks.
Oh, you're
So-
wearing the are you wearing the orange creamsicle?
Yeah, they're doing the white jerseys instead of the bright orange. I want the bright orange.
How are they
I
not
don't
doing the
want-
orange crush for throwback night? That doesn't even make sense.
I
Yeah,
know.
that
I agree.
sucks.
I want the neon orange from the 90s. I don't even want the orange crush. Every time they do that's the flat orange. I want the orange that hurts your eyes. The one that Vinny Testaverde couldn't see. I want that orange.
Like you're at the stadium and you just go blind looking at the players
Yeah.
on the field. You're like,
Especially
what?
with the bright sunlight. You're like, I can't stare at the screen.
It's tough for me. Usually the Saints play the Bucks in Tampa in December. For whatever reason, I remember going like towards the end of the season. It's always like
Yeah.
last game of season, which is like, thank God, because I could never do like September.
Listen, I'm so happy the first 2 games of the season are away. They need to start doing that just moving forward. Make the 3rd game the home opener. Get out of that at least 1 month of death heat that we have with
Yeah.
the humidity. And, pray that you have at least a decent weekend coming up for that home opener.
It's so bad. I've got Saints season tickets, and the Cardinals game's coming up this past week, and I was like, shit, have I sold this? Have I sold this game? And I look
You're not
back,
even
I'm like,
sure yet.
I haven't sold this game. I had the tickets at $43 a ticket for our home opener.
Yeah.
And granted, I mean, these aren't club level. They're, they're upper level, but they're like 30-yard line. They're not bad
Mhm.
seats. But I had them at $43 a ticket. I had to move them down to $31 a ticket to sell
Basically
the
giveaway.
home opener. Basically gave them away. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's how the
Um,
Bucks preseason is.
I can usually get in I can usually go direct, or even going through Atlanta. It's not too bad, Wes. From North Carolina where I'm at, it's not drivable, so I got to fly in. But I can usually get a direct flight in there. It's not too bad. Maybe like, I don't know, what is it, like a 3-hour flight or something to go direct.
Really?
And then
that
if I'm
long?
going through Atlanta, then it's like an hour and a half or whatever. It's not too bad.
This is true, Carlos. This is true.
We're going to the Patriots Saints game, and I'm hoping, I think I told you guys this, but through the channel, an executive for the New Orleans Saints reached out.
Oh, you didn't tell me about this. I didn't know you had inside pull.
I have the inside track, and the guy was like, "Hey, we love your show." They also own a card shop in New Orleans. They just started doing that. But he's like, let me know when you're in town, and we'll get you on the field before the game. So I told my youngest son, and he lost his damn mind. So
I'm supposed to go on the field after the Jets game on the home opener, and then pregame for the Eagles game.
Well, that would be cool.
Those are my two on the fields. Those are the season tickets we have.
Yeah.
Anyway, real quick, while I got this card out of the top loader, can you see it on my camera now? Or am I still?
You're still freezing on there. I see it.
I don't know what's wrong then. I must be having internet issues in the area, which I have because my phone internet is messing up too. So
gotcha.
Well, we'll wrap up here soon, boys.
I was just going to show one with the peel and one without the peel. That's all.
All right.
So
do
you prefer with or without the peel because of the words on the peel, or do you think taking the peel off the card, is altering?
Did Mangini say that internet?
I don't know. Cam's lagging again. It's my fucking internet. It's
lag.
pissing me off. Oh, wait a minute. Let me shut the Pornhub down in the background. That might help.
There you go. Here's did the Donruss Elite kind of look like this, Steve? But with Jose?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that set.
It was the colored one, right?
Because
like
Ripken has
ice.
autos also.
Well, I had Wade sign this through the mail. He does TTN for $10.
There was an auto Donruss Elite Cal Ripken card that was actually pack pooled because there's a guy that you see set up at a lot of the shows that is trying to collect every single one of them. He'll have a showcase that has all of them in it, and they say not for sale. Looking for this card, buying this card, not for sale.
Yeah, I see that too.
You see him at a lot of the big shows. Have you ever seen him?
I have, yeah.
Steve's just frozen in time.
Am I frozen again?
We can hear you.
We hear you crying, but we see your eyes close and then they're shut for a little while, like if you're praying, and then they open again, like you just woke up.
All right,
it's like you're sleeping with your eyes open. It's a little creepy.
Bye, motherfuckers. Peace out.
It seems like I've had enough.
He's just like, I'm out.
God, man, that guy.
This is the orange I want. I want these orange pants.
There it is. Yep.
I need those babies to come back. That's
Mike
the outcome.
Mike Allstott. I'm happy that the Bucks don't have Allstott anymore.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
He was an animal. That was back though when you could wear the gigantic,
like the huge shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Shoulder pads. You could wear the 40
shoulder
pads. Yeah. Then they started worrying about player safety. Blah blah blah.
Well, I mean, he ended up having to stop playing because of a fracture in his neck that they couldn't repair.
Oh, really?
That's why he stopped playing.
He looks. I've seen him like post career though. He looks good. Like he's in shape.
Oh no, he looks great. I mean, he coaches football down here. For just give him something to do. He's supposed to be possibly signing at the Clearwater show at the beginning of next year for a charity.
Perks offering reliable internet for $5,000. That's it. Steve is already
in chat. Did Steve go to chat? There he is. I can't even watch this.
He either got hacked or he's already in the chat.
He's in the chat. I was hoping he'd be in the chat for a minute. I love it. Oh, man.
Appreciate it, Football Card Finder.
Something about looking through a binder.
I'm with you. I'm all about the binders.
Check out the Daisy card, little sticker card I got right here.
The Color Blast.
Color Blast. Yep.
Oh, Steve is actually popping back in for Sports Card Therapist talk. Do we have to? Should we opine on the Sports Card Therapist? Neo, I don't feel like me and you have not done a video on that. Ham, have you done a video?
I'll do it right now. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care.
It was kind of.
He he dipped and he randomly popped back up. I think we all saw this coming.
Yeah. So I didn't realize it was 2 years ago, though. It seems like
he didn't even do anything on his channel.
I agree.
Yeah, it wasn't even on his channel. Like I haven't seen his channel come back.
No,
it's just on somebody else's channel.
Yeah, it's not coming back. I didn't get a feeling like there was a comeback tour.
No,
an actual, on a channel like real apology would be nice, but other than that, I don't really. It's whatever.
He might
Yeah.
have just been dipping his toe back in to see how the pushback was going to be.
Well, he got some pushback. I looked at some of the. I mean, I checked the comments, and it wasn't great.
No, but like you were saying, it was 2 years ago. Some of the people in the hobby that were trying to talk about it didn't even know what the hell went on. You know, some of the noobs. It's like they're sitting there trying to look it up.
I mean, the thing, I liked Rob. I did a show with him for a little bit. I like Rob Neo, but I did a show, a few shows with Sports Card Therapist. He was a funny guy, but then it was just kind of like, I guess I just don't understand. Why don't you just come out and say, like, I just screwed this up? And
Yeah, he
you know,
ran away from the
screwed this
situation.
up.
He
Like-
crushed under pressure.
but then he just bailed out. It kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know. Too bad. I think that we all need to sprinkle a little self-love.
I'm full of self-love. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't care that he came back on. I think everybody made a big deal out of it and got some content, I guess. But again, most people watch the content and don't even know what the hell it's about. So it's like it's not even worth repeating, to be honest with you.
There's a graveyard of content creators that are gone. You know, I mean, there's a lot of content, a lot of gone content.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of new people popping up too, but my God, they're god awful.
Oh, I think there's a
Right.
lot of good shows right now.
I don't
There's a lot of good shows on YouTube.
I don't know what you're watching that I'm not.
Well, in 2020, when we were doing the content, I mean, I'm not saying it's even gotten a lot better from my side. I'd say I'm better than I was in 2020, but there was nothing out there. There was nothing. Now there's it feels like there's a lot of shows, but a lot of shows
Yeah.
have come and gone a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I see new stuff all the time, and I'll go in and just pop in to see if anybody's interesting or has a different take or is doing something different. But no, same old, same old.
Equal grifter industry, equal grifter opportunity.
There's only so much to talk about here.
Carlos says Ham has become the back in my day guy on YouTube. It's a circle of
All of us have been.
Well, it is funny
Where we're
when.
at.
Well, I think I don't remember who I was watching. Maybe it was Professor of Sports Cards, but
Yeah.
he didn't know, like, the Sports Card Therapist thing popped up and he hadn't watched it. And
Yeah,
I
when
thought
he
that
was
was
on,
kind of
he was
funny
on
because-
he went on Dan's
Oh,
thing to try and watch it.
I think you had mentioned that on your video, something like, it's funny
Yeah.
to see people that don't know anything about this, like that
No,
don't
thank
know, like they missed the original drama, I guess.
Well, that and he had the chat going off on it, and half those guys had been there for a while. He didn't understand what they were saying. They've been around forever because they've been through all of it.
Yeah.
So, and then they're all got their own personal comments that they want to drop on that, and he's just trying to pick stuff up as he's going. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just trying to run with it.
Oh, I thought that was funny.
But yeah, and me and Neo were discussing about possibly popping into his channel last night. Neo was in chat.
Neo hanging out in the chat, lingering in the chat, huh?
I made a brief appearance. Did you see that he almost got the PSA guy in like actual legal
Well,
trouble?
listen, the PSA guy got himself in trouble. If you're that damn stupid, that's your fault.
Well,
I would
I mean-
have been personally, I would have been gloves off. Let's
We're
get
putting
everything out.
the system on trial. We'll
Yeah,
put the
I mean,
system-
think about how many people have had a ex PSA employee on their show. Go.
Well, yeah, I guess it's tough to find one that'll speak.
Correct. So
on there.
if you're gonna do it, he's burying himself at that point.
I
Yeah,
would-
but
tell you
you
that
as
that's a secret.
the
Yeah.
interviewer, you have some responsibility there to protect.
At that
the
point,
person that
you're just a
interviewing.
media person you're just a newspaper person at that point. You're doing what anybody that's a broadcaster would do.
Yeah, but it's
asking
really
questions.
all you have to do is just not show his face and not show his name, and it's
Oh,
fine.
I'm sure he had that decision if he wanted to do it. I mean,
I don't know that the professor is experienced enough to even think of that, to be honest.
oh, potentially not. I wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have thought about that either. I would have just said, "Spill the beans."
Ham, that would have been entertaining if you had done it, because you're just
The-
fire off about whatever the hell.
Yeah,
The
I don't
problem
really-
is, so
What
he
do they have
did
to
that,
hide?
which is great. It was a good interview, but now, one, I think it hurts him because what other person from another company is going to be like, yeah, let me go on that channel and have potentially.
I mean,
get in
I would
trouble.
also think the guy that came on
And,
very young and
and
stupid.
what any other PSA employee is going to be like, nope, not messing with that. So there's like less likelihood now that we actually.
There's only
get
like
them
2
forward.
PSA employees that ever even talk. There's only
I
two
know,
that
but now
allow-
anyone that would even ever think about it would be like, I'm good. I'm not even going to test those waters.
People are stupid. They do dumb stuff. We see it all the time.
Ham's just here for the dumb things.
I just want the truth.
like
and the only guy
this.
I don't even know that you needed to distort.
That doesn't
it.
matter.
I want like an unsolved
Boys.
mystery. I want an unsolved mysteries intro. I want the silhouette with the voice distortion. That's I want it like full 80s unsolved mysteries.
But then Steve says he's backstage. I am backstage.
Yeah. So you guys were talking about PSA. I missed the question.
Oh, I thought you froze again for a minute. It's like, and then there you were.
Jack in the box. Ding, 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 ding. No, but yeah, I
The chat's turned on Neo. So Steve, change the subject.
What
It's
was
not
the
about
subject?
protecting PSA in 1977. It's about protecting the employee.
But what does
1977.
PSA have to hide? They buy a company, they dissolve it. You get in their way, they run you over.
Ham,
They make their own
isn't it,
rules.
Every company has, and every major company has NDAs. This isn't like
So are you
a
talking about the
thing.
ex-PSA employee that was on a couple of different channels?
Correct.
I didn't watch any
Yeah.
of those videos. So what kind of went on?
What's
with
that Julia Roberts movie where
The only
she's
thing he
suing
said
like
to me
the
that I found
tobacco
interesting is they pick and choose what they want to grade next. And
Mrs.
then they
Brock-
Oh my
Aaron Brockovich?
God.
Aaron Brockovich. Ham is like Aaron Brockovich out here. What do they have to hide?
That's just true.
He was not a grader, Ham. He wasn't.
I didn't say
talking
he
about
was a
the
grader.
graders picking. He was talking about research and ID.
I understand that they're pushing that box through quicker.
You don't understand that because you just said grader.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. I don't work for PSA. I didn't sign an NDA.
See, I can't even get in on this debate because I don't know what we're talking about.
Well, you're out, Steve. I don't know what to tell
But I
you.
might be on your side, Neo.
I think this is a perfect
You
time
should
to
be
turn
on the
on
side of
membership.
getting off AOL dial-up.
We need to turn memberships on the channel starting now. This is all going behind a paywall.
In fact, it was my screen. Actually, it was my screen. It was my StreamYard.
Well, what was the thing where you can like add badges and stuff that people like pay for? What is that?
Steve goes, it's my StreamYard. I fixed it. And then I look over and he's like,
Yeah,
frozen solid.
all my other and you guys are blanking. All my other websites, like I rebooted my internet, and all my other websites run fine. And whenever I go to StreamYard, it really struggles to load in. So I already have a ticket in with them.
But I still want to know what PSA has to hide. Like, what's so special that nobody can talk about it? Go. Just tell me.
Man, you're just impossible.
Who's their
sometimes.
competition right now?
I want to know.
What does that matter? Name me a large
Zach's here to pay.
corporation that
Guys,
doesn't have an NDA.
we're missing valuable dollars
I don't
here.
know.
Zach is willing to pay.
What's so-
I mean, this is basically
what's the-
every company
Here's some
policy.
bad takes, Sam. This one's right up there.
So
It's like,
what is
like saying because you have a non-compete, I can't have a job. That doesn't work in the United States anymore. Non-competes are no longer legal.
It's
In the
not
whole
a
country.
non-compete.
If you want to
could
see
take
this
your knowledge
argument
somewhere
in,
else and use that knowledge, how's that any different than telling somebody that you're
All
standing?
right, I got to go back into the live stream just to catch up what y'all are talking about.
for $29.99 a month, you can see the end of this argument on the members only channel.
I'm not even drinking yet.
Okay.
have-
Cam,
have dark
hold on.
chocolate.
Wait, hold on. Now I'm about to really flip out. Cam literally won the damn. Look, Steve went to sleep. Oh no, his eyes are.
He's still there. He's still there.
glitch. Cam literally won the giveaway one year, and then comes in to the chat. Steve, if you're on Neo's side on this, I'm out. What are you out of? Not winning another national giveaway?
I don't even
already
know
won
what
one.
side. I don't know what side. I don't know.
Did he
what
sign
he
an
was talking
NDA?
about.
Unbelievable, dude. Can be unbelievable.
He signed an NDA. He can't talk about it.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Hey, from the bench, my Luka take was spot on, man. Because what happened? Lakers didn't do shit. Luka cards are
Luka
down.
looking good overseas right now.
Is he hurt or what's the story there?
What are you telling me? He's playing. He just scored like 40-something points the other night.
Okay. No, yeah, but
And
I thought he got hurt, but I guess he bounced back.
Anybody who bought Luka cards when he was traded to the Lakers and didn't sell them is losing right now. So that take was.
I don't understand what the bad take is.
I don't know what the take is at
Companies
all. I don't
don't
know
have
what you guys are-
NDAs. Like I don't understand what the take is, what the
For-
bad take
For
is.
$29.99 a month behind our paywall, you'll learn.
Yeah, Neo, we gotta
is it
sell
a
the
good
paywall,
take
Neo. We're
or
selling a
bad
paywall.
take?
We gotta sell the paywall. That's all. Brick wall full of money.
What are we debating here?
Where
Chat-
are we?
Chat's
Where
mad
are
because
we?
PSA has their employees sign an NDA. I think
Like
is the
Michael
gist
is.
of it.
Yeah. I'm
And
upset that PSA employees are not allowed to talk about working at PSA.
I mean, there's probably a lot of businesses that do that. Some
I mean,
sort of
Ham, is
confidentiality.
your-
right?
Steve,
Yeah.
do you have an NDA, or you can't get on here and talk about casino secrets?
He
Can you?
talks about casino stuff all the time.
I don't have anything that I've signed. It's generally a rule
Tony
of thumb.
Soprano will kick the door in if he gives.
It's
up
like
the
it's
back.
like a kiss. It's not, and I don't want to say it's frowned upon, but it's typically not something that I like to talk about.
It's like an unwritten rule.
But to be honest, anything that I could tell you about a casino, you could Google. Anything I could tell you about a casino, you could look it up and read about it yourself. There's nothing that's like strictly confidential, kept behind the doors that only casino employees know about.
I just feel like why
Everything's
is
written up
PSA
through
considered
state
Lockheed
lottery
Martin
laws.
where I can't talk about what I'm doing?
77. I'm not saying he has to protect them with like weak questions and stuff, but it's not a bad idea to protect the identity of someone like that. Like, Dustin, if you interviewed someone like that, would you just throw them out there, or would you have protected his identity?
Probably wouldn't have bothered with it, to be honest. I wouldn't have taken it on. But yeah, I don't know.
I think a lot of people in the hobby have
Like
that.
if let's say hypothetically, I'm a former PSA grader, and I come to you and be like, I've proven that I work at PSA. Do you want to go on for an interview? Or I'd like to come on for an interview.
What do you want to talk about? What's the point of it?
Whatever you want to, whatever questions you want to ask me. Ask me all the dirty secrets.
I feel like it's not my channel. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't bother with
I
it.
feel like just like in any job, there's a quote that people like to say when someone asks a question, and you're like, "That's above my pay grade," right? That's kind of like the answer of I have no liberty to speak on that. That's above my pay grade. So if you were going to have somebody on from PSA, I guess it would be in relationship to what their actual status was with the company. Like Neo, you have big representatives on your channel sometimes. This is a general employee. So actually, how far does their knowledge go other than what they personally experienced as an employee? Not the ins and outs and the behind the scenes shit that they don't. I work in a casino. I can tell you anything about the table games department, but I can't tell you hardly anything about food and beverage. I can't tell you hardly anything about the sports book, right? It's different departments and it's stuff. If someone asked me, why don't you have this game in the casino? Well, that's above my pay grade. I really don't know, right? Why are your beers so expensive at happy hour? I don't know. What's my odds of winning at blackjack? 60-40 in the house's favor. There's stuff that I can answer and stuff that I can't. So I guess it would just depend on the line of questioning that you were really shooting for. And you would have to shoot at stuff that this person actually had knowledge on. Or it's just like interviewing anybody else. If you're going to ask this person questions about PSA that they have no experience in, you might as well just be asking me.
I thought that the professor did fine as far as the interview goes. It didn't feel like there was a lot of gotcha moments or that he was even really, he wasn't, it didn't feel like he was trying to pull them either. I didn't get the sense that he was trying to like, so is, are the employees getting, the all the tens or any, like, I didn't hear any of that. I didn't get the feeling like,
and I didn't see the interview. So again,
I saw it. Yeah.
I can't, I don't know what questions were asked. I don't even know what this person's position was with the company. I don't know when or how long they worked there. Were they under the old ownership, the new ownership? Like, I don't know any of that information. And that information is going to be vital.
I mean, when all that is, it's part of that. What were you saying, Rob?
Is Marvelous Pax talking about me or Dustin? Because there's only one person on here that's sponsored by PSA.
No, he's talking about me.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's why I pulled it up.
I mean, then again, there's disgruntled employees in every industry. Say, for instance, you hire in a grader at minimum wage. They're not performing up to job standards. They don't even make it out of their 90-day probationary period, and you let them go. And then they go on a podcast and say, "Well, I used to work for PSA, and that company is trash."
Yeah. You can't
Well, I mean, so what kind of credibility are you going to hold them to?
yeah, I'd put
I mean,
him behind
Simon brings up a good point in chat. Like, people are going to Google that dude's name now and immediately see that he likes to spill company secrets.
Yeah. Everybody just went and Facebook looked him up and shit. Now he's got all these new
Right.
friends.
And then again, at the end of the day, it's the person's decision to do that interview and what was their motive behind it. Are they trying to make the company look better? Are they trying to make it look worse? Are they trying to get notoriety for themselves? They're the ones putting themselves out there. So confidentiality at that point's out the window. This is social media. Once you put yourself on social media, you're open, you're fair game. That's just the world that we live in today. You can't put yourself on social media and then say, "Oh, don't critique me, or don't praise me, or don't judge me." No, you put yourself out there for that.
The old scare tactic letter, hey, you're not supposed to be talking. Don't do this anymore. Like, here's your warning. That's that they threw the shot across him. He ain't said nothing since, and that puts out a reputation for the rest of the people that have worked for PSA. Don't say shit. You signed something. I don't know how long the NDA lasts for. It's not forever, that's for sure.
I mean, in our policy at my casino, as an active employee, belittling the company, and that's not talking about rules, regulations, or anything like that. This is just basically
slandering,
venting on social media about your job. Okay, I went to work tonight, and our management team sucks, and they don't know how to treat anybody. Working at this casino sucks, but I have to do it because I got to pay my bills, right? That is something we do sign. That is something we do sign going in when you take the job. It's your orientation to slander the company on social media. Now, you can go on there and say, "Hey, this is how to win at craps. This is the best way to play the roulette wheel. You're still probably going to lose, but this is your best odds of winning." None of that stuff is banned from being talked about. You can talk about that stuff, but the company really frowns upon going on social media and running the company down. Yeah. Because at that point, you're a representative of the company, and now you're hurting. At the end of the day, you could be hurting the company's bottom line, right?
Yeah. Or but
you might deter a customer from coming in because they might go, "Oh, I'm not going to go there," if they got shitty management, right?
Can you pull up 77's last comment?
This one?
Yeah. So, in my opinion, I think the reason they sent it to him was to scare anyone else from doing it. I don't think he said anything that they were actually that pissed about, because they even said they're basically just giving him a warning. I think the whole point of it was to scare anyone else from ever even consider doing it again. It was just a warning shot to the rest of their employees, not, I don't think, necessarily anything he said or did. I think he's basically just getting an example made out of them to scare anyone else off from even thinking about doing it.
So give me a really quick 15, 20-second rundown on what we're discussing here as far as what happened to the guy. Was he threatened by the company or given a lawsuit or something?
He went on the channel, did an interview. He worked in research and ID for like 5 months. And then a couple of days after the interview dropped, he got an email from PSA Legal basically saying, "You violated your NDA. We're giving you essentially a warning and a pass if you reply to this and say that you won't do this again," basically. And as long as you don't do it again, we won't pursue any actions against you. Like, where it's just, this is like your get out of jail free card, essentially, as long as you promise never to do this again.
Basically, keep your mouth shut.
I can pull it up if you want to see it. If assuming
it's not that ham. It's not basically keep your mouth shut. It's not that. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. You're wrong. You're wrong. Anyway,
not to talk about it again.
Yeah, but when you're an employee of the company,
ex-employee, no longer work there.
Okay, so I got a question. if you're in the NFL, you have a certain standard that you got to meet. Once you sign a contract with the NFL, no, you don't guess.
Dustin,
That's
can you
a
share my
fact.
screen?
That's a fact. Somebody can be accused of committing a crime and get off criminally, but they will still be reprimanded in the NFL.
Okay.
Somebody be accused of domestic violence, proved innocent in court, no criminal charges, but the NFL can still suspend them for 6 weeks. Why is that?
While it's under investigation.
Because they're a representative of their company.
Correct. But they still get paid.
Right.
No, they
But
don't.
they don't get to
Understand
but they
that.
don't get to play. They could get suspended without pay. It depends on what the team wants to do.
Correct. Most of them get paid.
Well, there's most, and then there's some.
Well, because the sum the team's already done an investigation on it. And they're
Okay,
like,
so at my job, if someone walks in and I cuss them out, if they make me angry as a boss and they're like, this, that, and the other, it happens all the time because people get drunk and they're losing their money in the casino.
yeah, I get it.
I can't say, go fuck yourself. I can't say that to them.
The same thing in my place. I can't do that either.
And my argument can't be freedom of speech. I can't say, if my company, they're going to be like, you just cuss out a page and we're suspending you for a week. I can't be like, no, freedom of speech. You can't suspend me for that. No, because the new rules apply once you're representing a company.
Yeah, based on what that company is willing to let go. Correct.
So if this guy
Players cuts people out all the
if
time.
this guy signed
They don't get
something
fired.
if this guy signed something up front and then he broke his agreement, then why isn't he
Is there any way we can get a copy of the NDA?
How are you going to get a copy of a Collector's Universe NDA?
Somebody's got it somewhere. It's on a file. It's digital. People hack stuff all the time. I'm sure somebody can get it.
Well, I don't think we're going to be hacking into.
I'm not hacking in. I said
guess I
somebody
can't
else.
speak for my-
Spoilers. It says something along the lines of "Don't talk about anything here."
now does this apply? Is this something that's supposed to apply once you're no longer with the company? You're not allowed to talk about them anymore? Are you
Yeah,
signing
that's the
on,
whole
or
point of an NDA.
or it's just while you're with the company?
No, an NDA would it would depend on how it's worded, but for like trade secret stuff, it could be until forever. Like you could
Right,
just never
gotcha.
talk about it.
I mean, the
publicly.
thing is that when you sign something up front, you're signing and you're acknowledging it. And if you want to take your ball and go home and then cry about it later, just remember that's usually a disgruntled, bitter employee that wants to backlash against their former employer.
J-Max, I mean, it was his decision to work there. He's the one that signed up for the terms, and it wasn't $12 an hour. It's like $20 or $25 an hour.
Yeah, they get paid
Like
pretty well.
he made the choice
Actually-
to sign the paperwork and the work there under those conditions. So
Actually, Carlos, I
like, he
live
was
in the
forced
state.
to.
I live in Delaware. The state of Delaware has no labor law protections. You can be terminated from a job with no reason, and you can't have any kind of lawsuit or any kind of anything back towards the company. If you're working somewhere here in Delaware and they walk in, you could have just won Employee of the Month and had your awards banquet yesterday, and they can walk in the next day. You can walk in the next day and they can be like, "Well, we're terminating you."
Yeah,
They don't have to give you a reason. You don't have to have a reason, and you cannot go to the labor board and file a complaint. All you can do is march your ass into the unemployment line, and that's how the state of Delaware works.
Yeah, I mean, Marvelous says he had to sign one for McFarlane Toys, and it's lifetime. There's no limitations on it. That's how most trade secret ones work.
Man, McFarlane Toys, that's pretty badass. What were you doing with them, Marvelous Packs?
What's their trade secret?
I remember, man.
That's not how things work in the corporate world, Mark.
What happens if nothing's a secret? Does an NDA still count?
I don't even know what that means.
What if nothing is Ham, sometimes I wonder about you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing.
Look up remote
What if
viewing.
Nothing's a secret. Like
Look
bizarre.
up remote viewing and then get back to me.
Oh Lord.
Don't lord me.
All right, boys. Now that we've firmly gone into conspiracy theory mode, I don't want Ham to take us to like the upside down of conspiracies. He's got all the yeah, he's got all the UFO cards from the 50s.
60.
Hey,
Yeah.
J Maxey, you 2024. He has a comment. You know, more people retire to Delaware than almost any state on the East Coast because we are a sales tax free state and we have low taxes.
Yeah, that's why Florida's so popular too. So, I mean, we have basically the same rules, even with the law stuff with work, right to work.
The space card.
Yeah,
All right, guys. I think that we're leaving on a great note here. I think that we
We'll leave it
rallied.
on something. I don't know if it's great.
We had
rest of the
271 watchers, 271
guys-
join us.
I'm sorry.
Did you
to
guys
those
talk about sports card
271.
therapist when I brought it up? I guess you guys did a little bit.
Yeah,
huh?
we did briefly.
Oh, we did. Yeah, we touched on it.
Rob G. Dustin, you need to have him on one of your little 20-minute clips.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back. We were doing a little show.
He'll
like
come back for you, man.
I'll
He's
reach out
sports
to
card
him.
dad.
I'll reach out to him.
He just make sure he signs an NDA.
I texted him when all this shit was going down, and I never heard back from him. He ghosted me too. He ghosted everybody. So I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll see. Unsolved mysteries. We need to have a whole unsolved mysteries episode around it.
You should do an Unsolved Mysteries card version. Like, where did this card go?
Magic spin. There it is. SCD code for $5 off, friends.
Yeah. I think
Whenever
I
you
need-
buy
I think I need
anything.
therapy after this live.
Yeah, this was
Okay,
a tough last half
let's
hour.
end it on a better note. 3 minutes before we go.
Oh my.
Is there
God.
any cards on your guys' radar like right now? Is there anything that you're saving for on your radar and your watch list? You're ready to
I
pull
just
the
bought a
trigger?
girl
watching
card while we were
the-
live tonight.
Oh,
I
you
was
did?
watching the Jelly Roll Topps autograph card and yesterday. 'cause
Or did
it's,
that come from
redemption.
WWE or something?
I got my Tiffy time in the mail.
Yeah, I saw that. It's awesome.
See, there you
She
go.
looked really good on NXT. It
Time.
looks like she trimmed up a little bit.
Heaven
She looks
forbid
bad.
I buy a Transcendent, it's garbage. Then Neo buys whatever.
Show
I didn't buy
something
this.
buy that.
I
That was a
packed pulled
redemption.
this.
Now he pulled that. I got the Tim Burton. Neo got his Tiffy time. Neo.
I got a
so
box
you're-
of Cactus
I'm guessing
Jack
you're
over
saving
there.
that for a video, right?
Yeah, it'll be up on Friday.
So maybe
I got
you'll
a
hit us
different.
with
I got a red alert video for tomorrow.
For
Little
the
music video for
Red
tomorrow.
alert.
for the Grail that you bought tonight will be up on Friday.
No, I gotta wait to get that in the mail because it's. I'll tell you guys offline.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We'll go
You'll tell
behind
us
the
in
scenes.
text.
I'm still paying off the 86 Fleer Jordan. I'm still selling it. Paid. So I've got 30
Stars, where's
days.
that?
I got to sell some things. I got 30 days of nothing.
You
and then
you
we're
you
back.
leverage that.
Top 1%.
Well, leverage it for a few weeks and then pay it. Look, hey, credit card rewards, my friend. Credit card
And it's an
rewards.
86 Fleer Jordan. It's not like you couldn't wait it and got one any day of the week.
Not that copy, Steve.
Oh,
Not
that's true.
that
That's
copy.
true.
That's
You
a
specifically
newly
wanted
graded,
an off-centered copy.
You got a
it's a
solid
newly
point.
graded 6.
The guy that the
You
guy that
specifically wanted an off-centered copy to look.
the guy that tells us
Authentic.
the guy that comes on here and shoves down our throat that the star Michael Jordan is the true rookie gets upset in a text message when we don't give him a whole bunch of emojis for buying an 86 Fleer Jordan.
No, you guys never give me anything.
I
I'll
give
share
it-
something. You're like
I respond.
trash. Ham, you're the
We
only
didn't
one.
say- Hey, look,
It's
if
either
you don't-
nothing or it's trash.
if you don't get a comment from me, then that means it's good.
Oh God!
Because I only comment when it's bad.
All right, cool. All right, fair enough. Fair
Oh,
enough.
God.
I think that's a perfect ending here. I've got to get up early. Ham's got whoever that
It was
is.
AJ Lee's out, not
Roll
Lil.
of
Ham-
Ice.
Ice.
Ham's
You don't know who
always
Roll of
showing
Ice
this.
is?
I don't think those are her natural. I think that she had
Those
lip.
are, yeah, each one of these are hers. Yeah, that's her.
Ham be kissing that card
Photo match.
before he goes to bed at night. Ham be like,
Yeah, I got to unsleeve it. That way,
You
it's
ever
like
seen-
personal.
you ever remember that
We're
movie?
still talking about the card.
Remember that movie Superstar? Anybody remember that old movie Superstar with like Molly
Yes.
Shannon from Saturday
Yeah.
Night
Yeah.
Live? And she would like kiss the tree.
Yeah.
That's like Ham is. That's like how Ham is with his wrestling cards. He's
Just click the end live button, Dustin.
Yeah. I don't know. We're on such a roll.
We're going. I
Orange
mean,
Goat
did the
says,
chat,
Ham, you
did
can-
the amount
you
of
can
viewers
handle-
go up?
You can handle family law for Orange Goat, Ham. He's
I'd win,
after
all
watching
day.
this
I just make the
episode-
gent so pissed. He just tell me to leave.
All right. Marvelous Packs. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for showing up. We got up to 272 tonight. Have an amazing week. We'll see you in 2 weeks, and maybe we'll talk more about the sports card therapist and whatever else. Have a good night.
Have a night.
Good night.